close your eyes for a moment. Picture yourself walking through a Norwegian town in the 1990s. The smell of fresh bread from the bakery. The sound of a shopping cart rolling across worn linoleum floors. The familiar red and white logo of a store that no longer exists. If you grew up in Norway, you remember these places. They were part of your childhood, part of your weekly routine, part of your life. But today, they're gone, replaced by other chains, swallowed by mergers, or simply left behind by changing times. This video is a tribute to 10 Norwegian stores that shaped a generation, stores that only true Norwegians remember. Let's start with number 10. Number 10, Video Nova. On a Friday night in the 1990s, there was only one place to be, your local Video Nova. You've walked through those doors, past the new releases section, down the aisles of action movies and comedies, trying to find something everyone in the family could agree on. In the 1990s, there were up to 3,500 video rental stores across Norway. 3,500. Video Nova was the biggest chain, founded by Pal Granlund, who bought his first store at Majorstua in Oslo back in 1982. During the peak years, a single store could have a daily turnover of over 10,000 kroner. They needed 3 or 4 employees just to handle the crowds on busy nights. But then came DVDs, then streaming, then Netflix. The stores started closing one by one. By 2016, the very last Video Nova in Oslo shut its doors for good. The VIDEO and OVA letters on the sign had already started falling off. Only IEO and OVA remained when Granlund finally turned off the lights. An era ended not with a bang, but with missing letters. Number 9, Rimi, Feste Leo Pisa. Consistently low prices. If you're Norwegian, you just heard that slogan in your head. Rimi was more than a grocery store. It was a Norwegian institution. Founded in 1977 by Stein Erik Hagen as Rimi 500, the number representing the limited product range that kept prices down. The concept was simple. Fewer choices, lower prices, and Norwegians loved it. By 1996, there were over 1,200 Rimi stores across the country, capturing 25% of the grocery market. Hagen became one of Norway's wealthiest men, eventually selling his stake in 2004. But the new owners couldn't maintain the magic. Years of losses followed. Multiple rebranding attempts failed. In 2014, Coop bought what was left of the struggling chain. By 2016, every single Rimi had been converted to Coop Extra or Coop Pre. The red Rimi logo disappeared from Norwegian streets forever. Stein Erik Hagen moved on to other investments. But for millions of Norwegians, the memory of those consistently low prices lives on. If you're enjoying this trip down memory lane, consider subscribing. We explore Norwegian nostalgia every week. Number 8, ICA Maxi. Before IKEA made Norwegians comfortable with warehouse shopping, there was Maxi, the original hypermarket concept in Norway. Maxi opened its first store in Lørenskog in 1985, offering something revolutionary: groceries and other products under one massive roof. You could buy your weekly food shopping and pick up a new lamp at the same time. Swedish retailer ICA bought the chain in 1997 and renamed it ICA Maxi in 2005. At its peak, there were 25 ICA Maxi stores across Norway. But the hypermarket concept struggled. Norwegian shopping habits were different. People preferred smaller, more frequent shopping trips. In 2011, ICA announced it was leaving the hypermarket segment entirely. The stores were sold off or closed. The last ICA Maxi, located in Porsgrunn, held on until around 2015 before finally closing. The era of the Norwegian hypermarket pioneer was over. Number 7, ICA Supermarket and ICA Nair. While we're talking about ICA, let's remember the entire family of stores that once dotted Norwegian neighborhoods. ICA Supermarket was the first to arrive in 1993, opening on Linderud in Oslo. ICA Nair followed as the smaller convenience format. Together with Rimi and Matkroken, these stores formed ICA Norge, which has peak control nearly 15% of the Norwegian grocery market. But competition was brutal. Norges Gruppen, Coop, and Rema 1000 fought hard. ICA and Norge lost billions over the years. In 2014, the entire operation was sold to Co-op. The ICA name, which had been part of Norwegian retail since the early 90s, was systematically erased. Every store was repainted. Every logo was replaced. By 2016, ICA was just a memory. Number 6. Lidl. This one might surprise younger Norwegians because many don't even remember Lidl was here. The German discount giant arrived in 2004 with ambitious plans. They would open 100 stores and transform Norwegian grocery shopping with their ultra-low prices. The established Norwegian chains were terrified. They slashed prices. They lobbied. They prepared for war. And then something unexpected happened. Lidl failed. Spectacularly. Norwegian shoppers didn't connect with the German products. The store layouts felt foreign. The lack of Norwegian brands was a problem. Union issues created negative publicity. By 2008, just 4 years after arriving, Lidl sold everything to Rema 1000 and left Norway entirely. It remains the only country Lidl has ever completely withdrawn from. Norway won. The German giant retreated. And most Norwegians barely remember they were ever here. Drop a comment and tell us which of these stores you remember shopping at. Did you work at any of them? Number 5. Ultra. Before there was many, there was Ultra. This was the premium grocery experience for Norwegians who wanted something beyond the basic discount stores. Ultra positioned itself as the upscale option with better fresh produce, a wider selection of international products, and a shopping experience that felt almost luxurious by Norwegian standards. But the Norwegian grocery market is brutal for premium players. Norwegians are price conscious. The discount chains kept pushing prices lower and lower. Ultra couldn't maintain its position. Norges Gruppen, which owned Ultra, eventually decided to merge the concept into many. The Ultra name disappeared from storefronts, absorbed into a chain that continues today. If you shopped at Ultra, you were part of a brief moment in Norwegian retail history when someone dared to go upscale. Number 4. Mekka, a West Coast discount chain that blazed its own trail before being swallowed by the bigger players. Mekka was a regional favorite, particularly strong in Vestlandet. The stores offered low prices and a no-frills shopping experience that resonated with Western Norwegians. In 1996, Hacken Gruppen bought the chain and rebranded it as ICA Mekka. 2 years later, those stores were converted again, this time to ICA or Maxi. The Mekka name vanished from Norwegian retail. For those who grew up with Mekka on the West Coast, it represented local competition against the Oslo-based giants. That local identity was eventually erased, replaced by national chains with standardized formats. Number 3. Moritz Lapris, another regional chain swallowed by consolidation. Moritz was originally from Rogaland and served the local community with its own brand of discount shopping. Like Mekka, Moritz was bought by Hacken Gruppen in 1996. It briefly became ICA Moritz before being converted to ICA Supermarkt and Remi Stormarkt in 2001. The story of Moritz is the story of dozens of local Norwegian grocery chains, family businesses that served their communities for decades, only to be acquired, rebranded, and eventually erased as the market consolidated into the handful of major players we see today. If you remember shopping at Moritz, you remember a Norway where grocery shopping still had regional identity. Number 2. Remi Stormarkt. Speaking of Remi, let's pour one out for the bigger sibling. Remi Stormarkt was a supersized version of the discount concept. Bigger stores, more products, same low prices. The first Remi Stormarkt opened in 1986 on Hadeland. For a while, it represented the future of Norwegian discount retail. Bigger was better. More selection meant more customers. But the concept struggled. It wasn't quite a hypermarket like Maxi. It wasn't quite the nimble local discount store that Remi did so well. By 2005, ICA Norge decided the Stormarkt concept wasn't working. The stores were converted to regular Remi, ICA Supermarkt, or ICA Maxi. Another experiment in Norwegian retail that didn't survive. Share this video with someone who remembers these stores. Let's keep these memories alive. And number 1, The store that perhaps represents Norwegian retail evolution more than any other. Ikoretium. In 1990, before Amazon, before online grocery delivery, before apps on your phone, a Norwegian company tried something revolutionary. Rett Gem meant straight home. You could call on the phone or later use the internet to order your groceries, and they would deliver them directly to your door. The concept was decades ahead of its time. Hacken Gruppen bought the company in 1997 and renamed it ICA Rett Gem. It operated for years, serving customers who couldn't or didn't want to go to the store themselves. But the technology wasn't ready. Logistics were expensive. Most Norwegians still prefer to shop in person. The service eventually faded away, absorbed into history. Today, every major Norwegian grocery chain offers home delivery. Oda, Colonial, and countless apps bring groceries to your door with a few taps. They're all doing what Rett Gem dreamed of doing more than 30 years ago. The pioneers rarely get remembered. But without Rett Gem, who knows how long it would have taken for Norwegian grocery delivery to become mainstream. These 10 stores represent more than just places where Norwegians bought things. They represent jobs, memories, first dates at the video store, Saturday shopping trips with parents, the smell of fresh bread and the sound of shopping carts. They represent a Norway that was perhaps less consolidated, less efficient, but in some ways more personal, where you might know the owner of your local shop by name. The market has changed. The big 3 chains dominate now. Competition has made prices lower, but also made shopping more standardized. Whether that's progressed depends on who you ask. If you remember shopping at any of these stores, you remember a different Norway. A Norway before everything was Kiwi or Rema or Co-op. A Norway where regional chains still fought for your business. A Norway where Friday night meant browsing the aisles of Video Nova, hoping someone hadn't already rented the movie you wanted. Thank you for watching. If this video brought back memories, hit that like button. Subscribe to Norway Nostalgia for more videos about the Norway that was. And leave a comment telling us which store you missed the most. Which one did we forget? What memories do you have of these places that no longer exist? Vi ses nästa gång.